Hello, this is Warpath 1985 speaking, and here's a review of the Transformers 1986 Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager Class Ironhide. Now, I got this figure at my local Target, and along with him, I also got a lot of Convoy. I might do a review of him, I'm not really sure. But this figure is really good. Is surprisingly really good. It somehow surpassed the greatness of a Siege Ironhide. Because Siege Ironhide was actually pretty good. Although he did, of course, had the really annoying paint apps of like scratch marks and etc. Which glad this one doesn't have. Unless you include the newly released and revealed Transformers Studio Series 86 Dying Ironhide and Dying Prowl, where that version of Ironhide has no translucent or transparent plastic anywhere. It has a brand new like chest piece to replicate the scene where it's like blasted by Starscream or technically Megatron. Starts using Megatron and being shot in the chest, and yeah. Okay, that was the thing. Yeah, he even comes with blast effects to even like add on to it. Very gruesome. Very morbid. It's a really interesting multi-pack. I don't know if I'll be getting it. I'll probably be getting it just for the blast effects, but other than that, the figure in that multi-pack is mostly the same, other than just the head skull, because he's actually screaming that multi-pack. Comes with like a screen version of the Ironhide head skull that comes with this figure. Other than that, oh, there you go. It comes with two little baby like blasters that are most commonly used by I think it was like Bumblebee, Ironhide, and a couple others. I think this blaster mainly came with like G1 Ironhide. I'm not too certain or more sure. The head sculpt is very nice, although mine has a weird like a mark on its head, which I find to be very hilarious because, well, that's kind of how he dies in the movie. Also, somewhat reminds me of like the movie Ironhide, where the movie Ironhide kind of has these weird scars on his head, more or less on his face, partially on his head as well. I'm trying to focus, but the camera's not really trying to go over here. Just ooh, that's bad. I'm trying to focus. Please focus. God. There we go. It's like a tiny like a scar. I don't think you can quite see it because the focusing piece of this camera is kind of sucky sometimes. Like a small little like scratch right there. It's probably like a paint accident, but it kind of reminds me of course, the way he dies in the movie, but also the weird scratch marks that movie Ironhide had, which was like an interesting thing. Also, I got him because, well, he was the only Ironhide there, so couldn't really do anything about it. Also, they wouldn't like restock or the area that I got in, because there's like a Walmart Target in the same area. I didn't want to like restock another like a wave of those like associated six figures for like a long bit or more or less a while. The articulation on this figure is pretty cool, especially these feet. The feet are impressive. Like, look at that. You can do everything, and it's so weird because it's Ironhide of all like the characters you positively think of. It's Ironhide who has all this articulation. It's weird. The skirt, it's not separated. You know, it looks like it's separated. It's not separated. You can't do this by doing the method that was used by Lizzie Arbor is the eyebrow. To just cut it in like little pieces and etc. Yeah, it's a pretty good articulation for the legs. Nice little thigh joint here. The arms, very nicely done. I love this little detail here. How like it extends out. It's a beautiful like little detail. I adore it. I love when Transformers that have that like wrist rotation there. Where Transformers have that as a piece of articulation. More or less like not a piece of articulation, but more or less a detail. But yeah. Let's see. I'll try like here. There you go. You can do like a weird chicken thing. Like a I don't know how to describe it, but the best way to describe it is good old fashioned like a movie like oh god, I can't believe I'm doing this. Yeah, the general like neck can go up and down, and you can like go forward and back. It's a weird piece of articulation that's caused mostly by the joints that the neck's attached to, because there's like a little bit like of like a not a gap, yeah, technically it's a gap, where it can go like really down and then really up. And again, why? Because this is Ironhide, and I guess it makes sense if you wanted like a flying pose, because Ironhide is shown to fly because he's one of the very few Autobots who has like, or more or less have a jetpack, which is pretty cool. You can take him to like a flying pose with him, a proper like flying pose, which is hard like a lot. Ironhides for some reason. I'm gonna go ahead and transform my little Siege Ironhide first. Here's a comparison with a Siege Ironhide, and there's a I cannot remove a misconception that Ironhide, SSA6 Ironhide is shorter. Technically, yes, but that's mostly just because the head on the Siege Ironhide is so huge. Like, it's so huge that it just barely, like, pretty much just barely, like, is a little bit taller. Just barely. It gives the illusion the figure is much taller than this SSA6. Now, yes, SSA6 is slightly smaller because this is a much more proportional head. Also, you can see right here, the arms are much lower down. It's a lot more well proportioned than the Siege Ironhide. But in general, both of them are the same size, relatively. Only like being slightly smaller just because giant head. So they're technically the same size, although the Siege Ironhide is slightly taller just because giant head. I will be transforming this figure off screen, although I will still like do some more comparisons, like his love interest in the shows and comics. Chromia, who I think she's getting a new Cyberverse figure. I'm not really sure. And Legacy, maybe. I'm trying to pose her, because she really needs a new update, because this figure kind of sucks. Okay, sorry about that. That was a thing. I'm not getting into it, but it was a thing. Here is a comparison with Siege Ratchet. And you see right here, yeah, they're the same size. They're the same size. It's just Ironhide's head gives off the illusion that the figure is bigger. Like look at this. Let me just pose it a lot better. Yeah. It's the head. You see that? The head gives us the illusion that it's bigger. It's weird. It's really weird. Which, the good part is that it technically kind of helps out with the scaling with, like, the Siege versions. But also still looks really weird because technically it's supposed to be the same size. Although if you're trying to look for Iron stronger, so you're technically bigger status. Okay. That's a thing that you can probably, like, I don't know, have in your collection. But, it's weird. It's a weird misconception that, whatever, that, this figure kind of has, where people say it's smaller. It's not. It's the same size, just the head on Siege Ironhide and Earthlight's Ironhide gives us the illusion that it's bigger, because the head's ginormous. So, yeah. Anyways, the figure compared to Ratchet is, it's quite nice. I can't wait to get that brand new, what was it? CSSA6 Ratchet. I don't know why I have a brain fart there. In the futures, when that ever comes out, Chromia. Still waiting for my Cyberverse Chromia. I really want to get a Cyberverse version because I really don't like that Chromia. I will be transforming these two figures and compare them. Also, I will get off this nice little tip for those who are wondering how to properly transform this figure. And here is the alternate mode. Yeah, the ultimate mode is pretty blocky. It's your standard, like, a Nissan Vanette. Has some cool weapon storage here, like classic weapon storage from back in, like, classics, where, like, weapons called, like, pipes and etc. Or, like, their alternators, and where they have, like, the weapons become engines, which was pretty cool. That they brought this back in this form. I do have, like, some problems that are kind of universal, especially those who are kind of car guys. This bothers me because it's so low. This bothers me a lot, especially this. Like, why is it all silver? Why is it all, like, molded? Like, it's molded too. It's weird. It's like a really weird, like, detail. Like you could easily, like, paint all of this just red, but I understand why they made this chrome or more so silver, because it technically should be this light up here turns to this, because that's what's supposed to represent in the all mode or most robot mode. These lights, but cut off. But it's weird that they made all of this, like, silver. But the comparison with the Siege one is, ooh man, it is both taller yet also smaller. It's very compact compared to the Siege one, which is a lot more spread out, which is, well, very much a Nissan Vanette thing. That's some, like, foreshadowing here with the these little pegs for, like, the future, like, a light bar for Ratchet. Although I am terrified if it's gonna be, like, a clear plastic, because this figure has a hard time clipping, or must, like, it all depends, like, clipping in all the way. And particularly here in the middle, this is, like, a universal problem. Mostly because these, like, panels on the side clip into here and here, so all, like, I guess taking the friction, not the friction, but the stress, it's like pulling these out. It's not fully, like, stressing the plastic, just the stress of all this stuff is trying to hold together. It's starting to, like, giving it, particularly this piece, to the side. Like, even, like, this previous right here started, like, to, like, not have where, like, a stopping point to it. And, like, this is a lot more smoother. This has, like, where, like, click, click type of deal. Like, it's almost like on a Ratchet. Not really. Feels weird. But, the trick that I was, like, gonna show off here to how like properly transform this is to for those who are Lego fans and Transformers fans, use a brick separator to place it here and just there you go. Problem solved. No breakages, no cracking, no nothing. It's right here, no cracking. Nothing. I recommend doing like this because it's a lot easier. Hell, I actually use this brick saber to separate certain pieces, like from my, I guess my, my Zaku. Cause that little, cause I have like a older version of the HD Zaku and I have to separate it. So yeah, use this to separate this piece. You're all good. If you have it. If you don't, I guess use like a, I don't know, a plastic screwdriver. Something that has enough, is like thin enough for it to fit in that little gap, but not big enough for general, like a metal or something like that. Will like scratch the paint off of here or potentially chip off the plastic. So, yeah. That's my review for SS86 Ironhide. Pause look at that. Yeah. That's my review of SS86 Ironhide. I recommend this figure a lot. Although I do recommend using this brick separator or any brick separator in general if you have one. Help that share free for like a certain creator sets. Also, you can get separated at the LegoShop.com, so that's cool. Make sure to get that for this figure because you're gonna need it like a lot. So yeah.